Boys, how are y'all? Y'all staying warm? Look at this picture. Gloves off. I get into my gloves. I'll take these gloves off. Catch him. Here's Stormy. Good girl, Rita. That's a good girl. Uh-oh, am I getting this blind side?
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, except it's February. I'm no longer in Texas today. I came to say happy birthday, 'cause Xander finally turns 21. It's beginning to look a lot like I don't like snow. Oh, y'all, I miss home already.
All right, my friends, we did it. I'm telling you, it was a very difficult task, but our beloved boy. Hi, buddy. I'm so don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at Daddy. Don't be mad at Daddy. I got him, y'all. We got him, and we are headed over now to reunite this big guy with all of your friends and family. I'm so happy for you. You're gonna see all of your friends and family, buddy. I'm so excited for you. Take one last good smell of the beautiful Longhorn letters. Here we are. Here we are. It was funny because people in the comments were saying, wait, I thought this was alive. I thought this was alive. It is alive, but we always want to start off with something, big moments of the week or the weekend, things that were, big moments for us anyway. Anyway, welcome. Lester and Jamie here, friends. Thank y'all for joining us. Jamie is back from her travels. She took a 48-hour trip up to Illinois to hang out with Xander for his 21st birthday. And we can't wait to hear all about that. All I've heard so far is how cold it was, though.
It was treacherous cold. It was 12 degrees.
Oh my God, it's 12 degrees. She lived there for, I guess, your entire life. And then you come to Texas for a few years. And now all of a sudden you can't handle 12 degrees.
No.
You can no longer handle 12
I stepped off that plane and it onto the jetway. And my first breath in, I was like, oh God. Oh, this is bad. This is so bad. Get me back
to Texas.
Yes.
Get me back to Texas. Jamie, that darn Kahoot pin is still there. Guys, just ignore that pin, that pinned comment. I do something on Wednesdays on Facebook, and I'm so sorry. I have to put that on there for the group that I play Kahoots. It's a trivia game, but you have to go in there and manually remove it every week or after every, and if not, it keeps popping up. So forgive me. We'll take care of that real fast. That's not intentional. You got it all gone, baby? Put it on most relevant and it should be there. But man,
is I can't see.
It doesn't show you. Okay, just ignore that, everybody. I'll deal with that later. I promise. I'll try to start remembering to take that off when those games are over.
Yeah, it doesn't let me.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Let's just get back to the live. It's okay. But everyone, we're blessed to have you guys here tonight. I'm still doing most of the talking. I know Jamie can't stand it. I just have to rattle on and on and on, but she's not quite there yet, even though she is getting closer. Man, we were debating. We were in great debate of mask or not to mask. And for anyone who does not know, because I see a lot of people over here in the comments already asking, why the mask? Why the mask? Why the mask? Jamie got kicked in the mouth area, the lower jaw, by Rita, our horse, about a month ago. I don't know the exact date. I'm sure you do.
I do. It's about 6 weeks ago.
So has it been that long? Oh my gosh. So about 6 weeks ago, Jamie was working with the horses and she got kicked in the face, in the jaw. And she's had to undergo a couple of different procedures. And we're getting real close to getting back to normal. But remember, y'all, it doesn't matter. The voice is the voice. And we joked last time, there were people in the comments. The funny thing is, and I'm laughing, I'm not upset with you at all. But the funny thing to me is people can get so easily find a way to be divisive, and they see someone with a mask and, oh my God, you're wearing a mask. But listen, and then the argument for that last time, this is the funniest thing. This is the funniest thing I've probably ever said. And it just come off the top of my mouth. It just rolled right out. And someone says, we don't care how you look. Just show us your face already. And I'm like, yeah, well, we don't show everything. We don't show her coochie, and we don't show her boobies. And so we don't show things. We are able to show you what we choose to. And if Jamie's not ready to show,
it's not that bad. Hold on a second. It's not that bad. It's more sporadic. It's more sporadic and happens like out of nowhere. Like I can't feel it's coming on, that it's just not going to work in that moment.
So tell them about the buffalo wing.
I will. And what I was going to say is that when it happens, if I'm looking at a camera, because I've been practicing, y'all, I sort of freeze up because I'm shocked that it just happened. So Friday night at Xander's house, oh my gosh, Friday night at Xander's house, we ordered boneless buffalo wings, and I'm currently allowed to eat anything that I can smash with a fork. So it's not a lot of chewing, but it's like the movement. And anyway, so here I am all excited to eat these tiny, like toddler sized bites of buffalo wing. And then I'm cut up with a, knife and fork, and I put it in my mouth, and I'm chewing, and I'm looking around and everything. And all of a sudden I look down, and all of it has fallen directly out of my mouth. I didn't even know.
Well, so it's still numb then. I guess
I just have enough nerve damage to not be able to feel from here to here all the time. And sometimes I don't even know that it's not working, like that night. So it's a little embarrassing to me. And it's just something that probably in real life, if I wasn't making videos or talking like this, I probably wouldn't think so much about it.
Yeah.
But facing myself and trying to hold a conversation with people or, that type of thing, all of a sudden something will happen and I get hyper focused on it and I lose my train of thought and I sound just like Lester. So,
really, you had to go there? I know, and she will when she's ready, y'all. But I was going to say, I thought your nervousness was more about the saliva.
There's that too.
Not so much because we're not eating right now and you're not drinking anything. So there's no way things are going to come falling out. But sometimes the saliva, you can sometimes spit more than what we all sometimes will spit when we get to going. But yeah, so it takes time, friends. I don't know if you've ever undergone anything quite as traumatic, but I bet if you did, then you would completely understand. And for those that are not understanding, shame on you. And I hope that
just show us.
Just show us your face. You can show me anything. You see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, show us the ugly. I just did. There you go. You want the ugly? You got it.
So I know it's not everybody. It's a few here and there who don't understand and are just like, I don't get it. Who cares what you look like? I'm here for the animals anyway. I understand. It's my own thing. And in time, I'll get there. And, well.
But tonight's not the night, y'all. So you'll have to keep paying attention.
You'll have to watch right here because most of the time, I don't get a word in anyway. And this is how I talk on live anyway.
I see that I think that you're taking jabs at me. Are those jabs at me? You don't get a word in
Actually,
anyway.
I spoke more in this live than I think I have in a really long time. So it
Listen,
wasn't
I will
fair
by
to even
all
say
means,
that.
I will by all means let you go with it. Maybe I should be the one with the numb.
I'm teasing.
I'll just, everyone knows that I'll just freeze. I'll just lock up. And no,
I'm just teasing.
we've had a really successful week. All three properties, y'all. We're so darn blessed. Thank you, God, for the blessings of this week. We've got a lot of neat things taken care
Lester
of.
like knocked out like what I feel like a month's worth of things in the 48 hours I was gone as well. Like he was a busy man.
Well, I was hungry and
Oh.
I have to work to keep my mind off of food because so Jamie was really good. She put in a Walmart order of things that I like, but she forgot the other half of those things. So for example, I'm not trying to be mean because I'm so blessed to have you. But so she ordered my favorite Italian sausages, but I have to have those with bread. I like to roll them up like little hot dogs. And so the night that I was going to make those, I saw that the bread was no good.
Hold on. We have a variation in if bread is good or not. If bread to me does not have anything blue growing on it, still good.
No.
Still good.
No.
Lester lives and breathes by the date that's printed on it.
If it has the date, it says best used or best eaten or best however they say it by a certain date. If it's after that date, I'm like, nope, not
even if it's the next day.
It doesn't matter. I will not take a chance. Now, sometimes I will toast bread after that date, but I am just so darn scared of eating moldy something without realizing it. So it's just my preference. It is what it is. I'm not complaining. I'm not whining or griping.
You just starved all weekend because you didn't have bread.
No, I ate Frito pie every darn meal.
God.
I ate Frito pie for every darn meal.
I did have Fritos here.
Yes, yeah, but they were the big Fritos. So they were the big dipping Fritos. So what I had to do, so those don't fit on a fork. So I had to take my hand and crunch them. I had to and I'm letting the Fritos literally drip through my fingers as I'm putting them on top of my chili. And so, yes, I did have Frito pie, but I'm not complaining. If I sound like I'm complaining.
Today I showed up with dinner though.
She made up for it. Yes. So she saw my live today where I was just begging her to hurry home because I'm so hungry. And, and she did show up with a big old bag, of Olive Garden.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. Olive Garden with breadsticks and Alfredo dipping sauce.
I delivered.
Oh my God. And then my favorite is their Toscana soup. I don't know what's in it, but there's potatoes and some kind of meat. Oh my God. Some cilantro, maybe.
I think it has Italian sausage in
Italian
it.
sauce.
Love it.
There you go. So man, I'll tell you what. So we did eat good today. So she made up for it very well. But no, I'm just having a little bit of it's a little quirky thing of mine. If it's past the date, I really can't take a chance, but my mind won't let me do it.
It's okay. I do it. I'll eat that stuff until, and then even sometimes this is bad. If it's just a little blue, I'll cut that piece off and eat the rest of the bread.
Okay. I see. Why did you have to tell me that?
Not for you, for me.
No, I know, but I put my mouth on your mouth on occasion, and you're telling me that you put moldy bread.
No, I don't put the moldy part in I throw that part away.
Listen, if a piece of that bread is blue, and then at some point all of that bacteria is growing all over it, just hasn't turned blue yet.
It just depends.
Oh my gosh, Tracy Turner's with me. Tracy Turney. So I'm with you, Lester. Well, thank you, Tracy. I have someone on my side here.
Hey, to each his own. I think that at some point in your life you must have eaten something bad because you've always, since the beginning, he's always been like, "What's the date on that?" Like he's super cautious about the dates.
I am.
Me, on the other hand, if it smells good.
No, so let me tell you, we have so much to talk about. I don't know why we're stuck on talking about moldy bread. But if you haven't noticed this, so it'll first smell kind of sweet. Bread will actually smell sweet. And then it will feel kind of wet to the touch. These are all of the steps that you have to go through before it turns blue. So it smells funny first. And then another day after that, it begins to feel like it's wet. It like feels wet. The bread feels moist.
I've never inspected bread.
No. Because I've been very close to eating it a day after, and I've learned that one day, if I can stand the smell, I'll eat it. Day number 2, if I can stand the sogginess, I'll eat it. But at some Hank is over there eating the breadsticks. Hank has jumped on the counter and he's licking the breadsticks. That's just great. Well, Andale Homestead. I love Andale. I spoke to her for a while today. Ann, it's good to see you. Poor Ann has a friend who has been the scammers. The scammers and the hackers have got at her friend's Facebook. And Ann cannot find a way to get Ann and her friend cannot find a way to get a hold of Facebook. And I told Ann, I said, you know what? I'm so sorry, but Facebook, they are the worst. They're the worst at customer service. And we chit-chatted for a while about it. And we've all been there, Ann. I'm just blessed that we have a rep that works with us. But here was the thing. That is the thing. Our rep is adamant about she's assigned to us. And we've tried before to suggest other not family, but other friends of ours who are in social media who are having issues, and our rep will not cross that line. She will not. I don't know if she's not allowed to, or what Facebook's policy is, but we've tried.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing we can do to help, but we are blessed to be in a position to have a rep assigned to us. But even then, sometimes it takes several days for that rep to get back to us. So Facebook really does have a long way to go to catch up to what YouTube does already. And like I told Ann, I feel bad for Facebook. They remind me of a teenager. You know how teenagers can kind of go through a phase of trying to figure out who they are in life, and they go through all kinds of different trends until they figure out who they are and who they're comfortable with. Facebook is the same way. They don't know who they are yet. They don't even know their name. Are we going to be Facebook? Or are we going to be Meta? Or are we going to be short videos? Or are we going to be long videos? Or are we going to be pictures? And so it is the craziest thing. But one thing they will not do is offer a customer service. You can't find a number to call.
If that person is verified and has a blue check mark, there's a special support place.
Okay. Well,
just so you know. But that's it. That's it.
Well, the friend of hers had plenty of followers to be verified. I just don't know if she was or not yet. But anyway, let's move on to what we have to talk about. We have a lot going on, and I'm really blessed to have you guys with us tonight. I know Jamie's happy to be home, and we're happy to have her back home. No one can rest easy when the house is in disarray. And by disarray, I don't mean clothes and laundry and dishes, and that's not what I mean. I can clean fine, but when you just have your routine is thrown off, and that routine goes from the time that we wake up in the morning to our coffee that we drink together to when she assigns me my daily chores.
Oh my God, I drank black coffee yesterday at my mom's house.
You didn't hear the joke I just made.
I ignored it.
When you assign me my daily chores. I thought that was funnier. But you drank black coffee at your mom's. I'm guessing she doesn't have creamer.
No.
Oh, so you were forced to drink black coffee.
Yeah, sorry. I was hung up on the out of routine, but yeah.
It's okay.
I don't really assign you a daily list of chores.
No. We talk about things we want to get done for the day and for the week. And then we kind of we do a football huddle and we go break, ready, break. And then we go our separate ways. And without having anyone to break the huddle, and in this case,
it was just you.
It was just me, and I would just break at any time. I just there's nothing to break for. I just
sorry. I squeezed so much into my 48 hours, and I know you did too. That I had to come. This sounds really crazy. I'd come home to relax.
Oh, I'm happy you're home. A lot of people are talking about text. So that wasn't going to be the first thing we talk about because we were going to kind of follow the order but a lot of folks weren't here when I played my little snippets there at the beginning of the video.
True. They're just coming in.
You're just coming in, and that's fine. But I will say, and then you'll talk about your horses. I'll talk about this, and we'll go back and forth.
Okay.
So you want to start with your horses first?
Nope.
No? Okay, so I will start with, I think, my biggest feat of the weekend was getting Tex moved over to the J&L Ranch property. And so now he's over there with his family, his friends, and his family, and he's whole, guys. He's whole. If you know what I mean by that, the same way it was without you being here this weekend. I did not feel like I was complete. A piece of me was missing, like a piece of my puzzle.
That was really sweet.
Ah, thank you. Oh, I was waiting to see if you was catching on or if you were just napping again.
No, I was waiting for you to finish, and I was like, wow, that's
So no, but Tex is now complete. And as we go over today and we look at him, and you can just see that he carries himself differently. His chest is out, and he just standing on the hill, and he's looking out over his herd. It reminds you a lot of the Lion King. Was the leader named Mufasa, or was it the bad lion? Who was the good lion?
I think Mufasa was.
Mufasa was the good lion, right?
Yeah.
Simba was the baby,
Yeah.
and Mufasa was his daddy. I
Yeah.
don't think that we're right. I think we're wrong about. I think Mufasa was the bad lion.
No, Scar was the bad one.
Oh, Scar. No, Scar was a coyote or the hyena. No,
Or-
doesn't matter. It reminded me.
Mufasa was good. Scar was bad.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it reminds me of when that lion would stand on top of that ledge and he would look out over the Pride Lands or whatever they called it.
Mhm.
And that's the way I could see Tex for the last
Aw.
couple of days. He stands there and he just looks, and every one of the ladies who walk by, he like checks them all out. Like,
Oh,
no, well, it's what's wrong with you? It's just a guy thing, but he's in his element, y'all. He's back in his
I
element.
can't wait to go see him because just that description right there reminds me of him like doing inventory, going, "Yep, that one's mine, and that's mine, and that's mine." And
We
that's
actually
mine."
talked about that today on the video. I did a live that you weren't able to see because you were in flight. But in my live, we actually went by and we named which of the females will go to his mixer party whenever they have the ball.
Oh, his mix and mingle.
His mix and mingle. Yeah, we're going to have he and Waylon in separate pastures, and we will have the girls go and mix and mingle, kind of like at a Catholic school where they have those events. Well, don't they separate boys and girls, and then they have events where they can mix?
That is not how my school was.
Hogwarts, maybe?
Maybe.
No, they were all in the same. You know what I'm saying, though. Bottom line is Tex is happy. And so I understand a lot of folks are going to be a little bit weird by not seeing him here. I get that. I'm the biggest person who's going to miss not seeing him here with me. But I'm also the same guy who can see how happy and complete he is and say, you know what? For Tex, I'll make the sacrifice.
Aw.
So I'm hoping that you'll also make that same sacrifice and give us some leeway and give us some time.
Still can't believe you got him loaded. Like I was with Xander and Kendra, and all of a sudden I looked down at my phone and it was like, got text loaded, and I was like, like that. And Xander goes, what? And I'm like, text is loaded. I can't believe it. And Xander's like, there has to be a video. Is there a video? I'm like, not yet. Like we were all so excited to be able to
I had
see
to
that.
make the video, but no. So now the video has been released now on both Facebook and YouTube. So anyone who wants to see how we went about that, it was not easy, y'all. It was not easy, but it took several attempts. But I will say this, once we got past a certain point, he's like, all right, let's just do it.
Aww.
And he actually got in the trailer himself.
Aww.
But anywho, all right, now your turn. Time for me to take a break.
So I'm today, through security at the airport, and I turn on my phone to see what you were doing, like if you were live, and if you were live, if you weren't live, I was going to call you to just kind of give you an update, but I saw you were live. So here I see you putting, it was Kellyanne in your lap, and the sun's in the background, and Stella's in the way, and you're doing all that. So I'm like, okay, I'll go do my thing a little bit longer. I got myself a coffee and I got all settled in to be able to watch. And all of a sudden I get back on and you're pointing out at the pasture, and I'm like, wait a minute, Tex is gone. Like it was far away at first. And I was like, Tex is gone. What the heck is out there? And lo and behold, if it's not horses and blankets here at Longhorn Lester's, and I'm like out loud at the airport going, oh my God, like I'm at home. And literally people are looking at me and I'm like, oh, I feel really big, like really, really taking up a lot of space at that point in time. But I was so excited and just like absolutely ecstatic that the horses made it here. I didn't anticipate them for like another 2 weeks. And well, you just kind of surprised me is all.
Well, it was a part of the surprise. It was also a part of keeping me busy. But no, the horses were moved over. They moved very easily. They were excited to be here. We have video of all of that good stuff, not to worry. but it does take time to get video built and uploaded and all that. So y'all be patient. But you've already seen the horses here.
Yeah.
And I've made a live about that this morning. And I'm sure you made video today. I saw you out making video.
Yeah, I made a video. It'll post tomorrow about them. I kind of came home to them and was still surprised to it just didn't all the way sink in today that they were here and just like getting home and pulling in to see them here was just a really awesome moment and awesome surprise. And they're wearing their blankets tonight again because it's 30 degrees. The low is 30 degrees tonight. And I like to wake up to them and walk outside throughout the day. Is just going to be an awesome thing.
And that was all part of the plan. I knew that you had been excited and anticipating this for a while. Now that you're back, now you have a chance to stay busy with the horses. And then what's funny is I took the big water trough. Everyone knows that we've had this really big water trough.
It was the
for the
redneck
cows.
hot tub.
Huh?
It was my hot tub.
It was
present.
it was our original redneck hot tub, and we made it to a water trough. It's huge. And so I'm going to take it to the other property because there's a lot of cows over there. We only have the 4 horses here. And I put a smaller water trough and the horses walked up to drink and they drank the whole darn thing in one setting. So I don't know how many gallons a horse will drink at a time, but I'll tell you what, we're going to have to get us a larger water trough. But I told Jamie, I said, she was upset. She goes, wait, where's the big water trough? And I'm like, no. This means that you'll be watering the horses at least twice a day until we get a big water trough or
I'll put an automatic
water filler on there.
It's actually better though, because in the summertime, emptying that big one out and picking it up to scrub it was pretty cumbersome. This will be much easier to maintain.
I agree. You can just flip it right over and dump it and let it refill itself and it'd save a whole lot of time.
Scrub it with bleach and be
backs.
done.
Yeah.
But that big one took, that was a 2-hour job by the time that you got done with it. So this will be a lot easier and we'll be able to keep it cleaner longer.
So Mercy says horses drink 8 gallons a day per horse.
I actually think they probably drink more than that.
I was going to say, I think that thing out there is probably 50 gallons, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And they drank right through that. Now, granted, maybe it was because I just filled it. It was fresh. I don't know, but they sure drank a lot today. Anyway, so yeah, we will absolutely take care of the water situation. And I'm reading a lot of numbers. People are posting a lot of numbers, but I'm not real sure what all the numbers mean.
I think they're talking about how many longhorns there are.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about the number of longhorns. There's 16 total longhorns, and then there's 1 little Gary. So we have 17 cows over there, bovine total.
Yeah. Or it could have been goats.
I have no idea how many baby goats. I have no idea how many baby goats we have. I've lost count of baby goats. Bottle feeding those baby goats, y'all. That has been the most difficult of all of the chores I was left to do while Jamie was gone is feed baby goats. Gosh. But no, the goats are all doing great. We have a couple right here behind this door. Mm-hmm. I can hear them.
Yeah.
And you've already fed them tonight.
Yeah, we got to get Teddy still.
Yeah. So Carl is on guard duty tonight. And it was funny because we like to bring the goats in around nighttime. 2 of the goats came to the fence, climbed through.
We're ready.
Went right into Jamie's arms. And then one of them's like, nah, I'm going to make you come and get me. And Jamie's like, I'm not going in there. And he's like, well, I ain't going to you. And she's like, I'm not going to go get you. And Carl's like, come on, Jamie, just come on in here.
Welcome home.
I'm in a good mood. But we don't trust Carl. So I will have to walk out a little bit later and grab that last goat and bring, it's him. I believe it's Teddy, you said, right?
Yeah.
And I'll bring Teddy in and we'll feed him. But no, all of our baby goats are doing fine. Mama goats are great. Cows are wonderful. Horses they traveled so well. And then I forgot what else I had mentioned there at the front of the video to talk about.
Snow, we put snow in there.
Oh yeah, talk about your snow, and if you want to.
So flying home on Friday morning, the forecast showed flurries. Flurries is no big deal. I get into flurries. I get off the plane and it's like, I don't know, it feels like 4 degrees. That's what the feels like was. It was actually like 28. and it's snowing, but it's flurry, so it's no big deal. By the time that I crossed into Illinois, which is only about a 25-minute drive, my car was covered and the roads are starting to get covered. And then all of a sudden, it thunder snows, which I've only ever experienced once in my life. It is thundering and lightning and snowing. So it's like a thunderstorm, but with snow instead. And it feels like somebody's standing above you with a bucket and just going shh, shh, like this and just pouring it out. You couldn't see 10 foot in front of you. Roads are bad. Like it was pretty treacherous. Normal hour and 15-minute drive to Xander's house took about 3 hours.
Oh gosh, from the airport? Oh wow.
Yeah, you would have hated that.
Yes. No, she sent me videos and I'm like, just come home. Just come home. Celebrate his birthday this summer.
But they hadn't had cold, like the day before I got there, it was like 60 degrees and sunny. So my entire family was blaming me for that weather. They're like, this is all your fault, basically, kind of thing. But they ended up with about 6 inches of snow, and it stuck around. It was still there. My takeoff video today, whenever we took off and over St. Louis, was all white still. So
Really?
It was 12 degrees for the last 2 days, and it was a slippery place to be.
Well, I'm glad you're safe. Those roads look treacherous. The video that I played at the beginning here looked just not my kind of stuff. A lot of people are asking about the donkeys, and I will tell you that I could have loaded the donkeys, but I chose not to because I could not load Indy. And so I thought it would be very unfair to leave Indy by herself. Indy is the alpaca. And so we will at some point bring Ivy, Beverly, and Indy, but we'll bring them together, and I will need her help on this one. We're going to probably have to put Indy in the loading chute. Yeah, Indy's not as gentle as what the donkeys are, but we can put halters on them and walk them into the trailer.
Even the donkeys can be a little bit stubborn though too. So like it's
a two-man job for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But and sometimes the two of us have a hard time loading and unloading a donkey. But that means one of us is pushing, one's pulling. And look, they've never kicked at us. Have you noticed that? You think about it. We've been right down there in the mix of things. And
I have had my head down and like picking up a hoof, if you remember.
And we've never been kicked by the donkeys. Thank gosh. No, we will need to wait a couple of days, let the horses adjust and get everything established.
There's not a big rush to do that.
No, listen, no, there's not. The donkeys are not distraught. I was over today. I spent time at the sanctuary with all the animals, and the donkeys and Indy are going about their day like normal. They still walked off to the back pasture to eat. They still come to the front to have their dinner. So life is normal for them as long as they have each other. I think that if I would have brought the donkeys and not Indy, she would have been just beside herself. Like, what's wrong? What's going on? And that would have been cruel, in my opinion. So no, we did leave both donkeys and Indy. And we will leave Imogene and Dan. Now, of course, I talked about that in my video today that I'll play tomorrow. But I'll go ahead and tell you all now, since you are so kind to be here with us. We have 4 donkeys total. We have Imogene, who is the namesake of I'm a Survivor. So she will be staying there at the sanctuary for sure. She was our lone surviving donkey from the hurricane flood. And so we named the sanctuary after her, I'm a Survivor. And so Donkey Dan is her partner. So Donkey Dan and Imogene will stay at the sanctuary. They will continue to be protectors of the littles and do all that they do over there. We will be bringing Beverly and Ivy over here, but we have to also bring Indy, who is the little donkey poodle or alpaca, but we'll bring them all together. And like Jamie said, we're not in a rush for that. I don't know what her next off day is, probably next weekend, but we're not in a rush, guys. I think that sometimes the rush is us just being excited to see everyone back together. But we will have to wait a few days on that.
Yeah, I think it'll probably have to be next weekend, and that's pending weather. But the horses are here, and I'm excited to get out and work with them and just be able to have them right outside my door instead of having to make a drive in the evenings. In addition to that, the days are getting a little bit longer, so that's helpful to us as well to be able to be able to get out and do some things in the evening. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to address two things. But I'll first of all say, and also don't forget that Ellie and Megan actually do work very well with the donkeys. They didn't, especially Ellie doesn't like to be around the horses, and I understand why, for obvious reasons. But we don't feel like the donkeys will be neglected or not shown attention, because Megan and Ellie both will mess with the donkeys, and that means feeding and grooming and all those fun things that they do. But the other thing is, Kim says Lester got rubber mats for the stalls. So I didn't know I already shown that, Kim, but I did. So yes, we already have the rubber mats. We bought those and they are out in the barn, and we've not put the horses into the stalls yet, but we have all the mats ready. And so all of that will be taken care of in one day this week. The barn is all cleaned out. I got all the hay moved out. Guys, there's an entire video that shows all of that. Just, I need a few days to work on it.
And I have video coming out tomorrow to show some things. And there's a lot of questions in here that are like, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? I promise you'll get your answers this week.
Oh, I guess I told you guys that today during the coffee.
I didn't actually get to watch the whole thing.
I'm so sorry, y'all. Everything's running together.
Well, and to be really honest, I didn't know that it actually was the horses that I was seeing in that video. It sort of like, I was like, are those horses? Or did he bring Longhorn back? Or what happened? So like, I don't know. I full disclosure, I didn't get to watch the whole live.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. What else you got? I'm excited. I'm wearing my glasses. I can actually read every comment like crystal clear.
It was Xander's 21st birthday, which is why I went back to Illinois. I did get to see both of my grandmas and my grandpa. I got to see my mom. I got to see my niece. I got to see my nephews. One of my brothers. I squeezed so much into this trip. It was unbelievable. And for Xander's 21st birthday, I took him to a casino for the first time, which was really fun. And we just got to spend some really good quality time together, and really got to just, kind of see everybody in a whirlwind type of way. And in a weird way, the snow kind of hindered some of the other plans of going a little bit further or, stopping for dinner, that type of thing. And it was kind of nice to be able to, we sat in Xander's garage on Friday night and played some dice and just enjoyed each other's time. Do you want to know what Xander wanted for his birthday, though, that surprised the heck out of me?
You already told me when I was in the tub, but tell everybody else.
Xander wanted a record player, like a vinyl record player. And I was like thinking I'm going to have to go to like a secondhand store or to eBay to find a record player. No, you can buy record players like at Walmart now. And you can buy records like LP, like vinyl records. You can buy those at Walmart, like the old school way that we used to go buy CDs and like flip through. They have those at Walmart now. I was so excited to be able to, like, when he said that, I was like, okay, I'll see what I can do. And then I was at Walmart with my niece and she goes, oh, yeah, they have them over here. I don't know why she knows that, but apparently it's really cool to have a record player now. And that's what Xander wanted. So we put together the record player and listened to records in his garage, it was really fun. What you looking for?
I'm just disappointed.
Why?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
There's just so many. I don't like to see all the arguing. I'm trying to find the actual instigators, but there's guys. Just we've said before, just ignore that nonsense. And I'll say a couple of things. So for the lady who's very upset about the horses not having shelter, lady, you should watch an occasional video before you make such a ridiculous comment, because the horses do have shelter. They have a barn, a very large barn with 8 stalls. And I already said those stalls have all been cleaned out. They've been mucked. They've been all raked and they're beautiful. The only thing I haven't done is put the rubber mats down. They also have a very large double-sized loafing shed. And then Okay, so I've addressed that. And then the lady who's very upset, she's so confused. She's just so darn confused. She just cannot understand why we have a place called Longhorn Lester's with no Longhorns. Lady, I love you and thank you for, but listen, I'm Lester. And this is my home. And I can call my home whatever I want to. And I can, and yeah. And so the names are not going to change. We're not changing a bunch of names because the animals will shift, and we will continually move animals around to find them their best life. But we're not going to change a name every time we have to shift or move an animal around. Let's not forget that the horses were here and we took them back to I'm a Survivor during the drought.
We also have a pasture that we call Dixieland, and Dixie's no longer with us. So like it's just a play. It's not a.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm full. My heart is full of love. My heart is full of, okay, look, the same lady goes, I'm out. Okay, lady. Well, you could have left out a long time ago. I tell you what, she didn't come here to be scolded. You didn't come here to be scolded. You came here to rattle off, and now you want to leave whenever I start trying to address your concerns. But yeah, so animals will be moved around, and we're going to put them where they will have their best life. And so let's not forget
seasonal. that we have no idea.
We don't know what will happen to the grass here this coming summer. And if we lose our grass again, then you will watch all 4 of these beautiful horses take a ride either to the sanctuary or to the J&L, wherever they have a best chance to fill their bellies with God's goodness.
Yeah.
And so we could shift and change things as we need to. We've moved goats around. We've moved cows around. We've moved horses.
Humans around. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
We have, like, at the end of the day, people just need to look at it as it's not 3 different destinations or anything like that.
No,
it's all one.
Here's what I think is funny. So let me take my good friend Daniel. Daniel is Arms Family Homestead. Okay. So Daniel can be at his hunting property. He can be at the warehouse property. He can be with his family on vacation. I think that their favorite destination is probably Florida. Mm-hmm. He can make videos anywhere he wants to. And they're still Arms Family Homestead. And I don't think his people scream and holler about, why don't you change your name to this? And why don't you change your name to that? And it's kind of the same thing with us. Yes, we have names of our channels, but it doesn't define where we have to make our videos. Here's what defines us, that every single morning when you wake up, you will find a video waiting for you on Facebook.
Yeah.
And every afternoon, if you're a YouTuber, when you get onto your YouTube after your day's work, you'll find a video waiting for you on YouTube. And that's like clockwork. So I don't think it really matters what the name of the channel is. Just know that we will continue to bring you quality videos, at least in our opinions are quality videos, no matter where we lay our heads. What's so funny is the lady goes, fine, I'm out. Okay, lady, I would have never known if you were here or gone.
Maybe
know.
She's tired.
Maybe she's just tired. No, well, what she said was she didn't come to be scolded. I'm like, what the hell? Maybe it's not me she's talking about. Maybe someone else scolding her, you think?
Maybe. Somebody wants to know what kind of records that I bought for Xander.
Yeah, you need to keep talking about that. Vinyl records.
So Xander loves the Beatles and classic country like Johnny Cash and some Alan Jackson, Merle Haggard, but he's a music fan, so he loves Little River Band was one, Journey. We have a very similar music taste, but also he loves Morgan Wallen, and it was just a really variety. I think I ended up with like 6 records for him, but it was just really neat to it brought me back to my childhood because my grandma used to turn the record player on in the living room with records. They were mostly Christmas and some other oh my gosh, Just a Closer Walk with Thee. Do you know that song?
Yeah. Just a closer walk with thee.
Yeah.
I can't stop now. Granted, Jesus is my King. You want to stop me now?
Yep.
Daily walk. Okay.
Anyway, it was really good, and it was really nostalgic for me. And then to see him, really get into it, and just the simplicity of putting that needle to the record and knowing sound came out. It was just a really neat time with him. And I'm excited now because Kendra is like, do you think they have records at places? And I remember going to like auctions and garage sales where you could buy records for $1 because nobody wanted them anymore. I don't know if that's still the case, but she's on the hunt now for sure for garage sales with records and things like that, because I think that'll be a fun adventure for them to go on. What are you giggling about?
That lady put a mean face. I'm sorry. I've been clicking the mean face.
Oh my God.
And before she left, she clicked the mean face. I swear to God, y'all. No, so all I remember from the old vinyl records, now, like everyone else, I grew up in that era. So I remember 8 tracks. I remember vinyls. I remember cassettes. But what I also remember was during my high school years, even though vinyl records were already kind of out, we would still find them around school, in the classrooms, and we would go chicka, 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 because that's the way that the DJs make that scratchy noise.
I didn't know that.
Oh, well, you know how they make it, right? So you take a record and let it play, but then you just take your hand on top and go chicka, 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 and it will make that. And so a good DJ can take 2 of those and make really neat sounds. You don't know about that? Oh my gosh. I hope you guys know about that. Yeah. So it's really neat. And if I had a record player today, I wouldn't listen to it. I would be doing scratch beats.
Well, there goes that idea, because I was thinking, I was like, oh, maybe
you're going to buy me a record player.
No, I was going to buy me one. Because I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed it so much. Like
I would just start making scratch beats out of it.
Because I think there's something, and I know I'm like getting way off track right now, but like, okay, so back in our day, you had a tape player and you would have to fast forward if you wanted to get to a song. But for the most part, you listened to a whole side because there was no like number system early on to tell you. Like CDs, you just picked the music you wanted to listen to. And now in Spotify world and other YouTube things and other things, you just listen to what you want to. There's not a whole lot of just like let it play to like hear a whole album anymore. So I think for me, it was just really neat to be able to like listen to a full side of an album. And then when it's done, like go flip it over. I don't know why I guess it would be the same if I had a rotary phone. I would probably get just as excited to dial that.
Well, I'm sorry, this comment caught my attention. Miss Carson says, I ruined the needles doing that. So that is what would happen. Needles are meant to play it one way. Even though, you ever heard of backward masking?
Yes.
They say, now I don't know if this is true or not. This kind of reminds me of those conspiracy theories, but they say if you play some records backwards, you can hear another message than what was intended. I don't know, but it is true. Miss Carson says that she ruined needles doing all that.
Somebody says they found Sesame Street. I actually at Walmart found the Muppets. The Muppets. There was a record of the Muppets, and I was sad because it did not have Rainbow Connection or Phenomena on it, so I did not buy it. Plus, I don't think Xander would have got any of that.
Yep, and it scratches the heck out of them. It does, Miss Barker. It does scratch the records up. My mom would be so mad at us for doing that. And then our school teachers, if we had one in our classrooms, we all wanted to get out the records and all scratch. They'd get so mad at us for that. But it was a part of my era. It was part of my days.
Pink Floyd record backwards.
You think that's true?
I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I don't want to hear it. If it does have a message played backwards, I don't want that in my head. I'm not going to play it backwards. And so if I play it forward, I'm going to hear the song, and playing it backwards, I'm going to hear the devil. I don't want to hear the devil. I'm just going to close my ears and not hear the devil.
So when I was a kid, I had a record player, but it was small. Do you know about that? Like, what are those called? The small records that are like 7 inches? You know?
Yeah.
Because I had a little kid record player, and I had a case. And it had records, and those records had like 1 or 2 songs on them.
Oh,
you don't know
yes,
about that?
Yeah, there were smaller versions of
45s. They said.
Yeah, 45s.
Okay. Okay. So what are the big ones called then?
I don't know. All I know, they call them vinyls.
I just know the big ones are like this big.
Yeah, they're
Like,
big.
They're like pizza size. What's crazy is when Xander was little, he loved music his whole life.
78, someone says.
He wanted his room decorated in records, so we went to an auction. This is what's so crazy to
Oh,
me.
no.
We went to an auction and we bought records for like $1 a piece. And in his room, we made like tile with the record, with the album covers of like checkered. And then in between, we put the actual records. We stapled that stuff to the wall. And they were like great 33s. Oh, so they were like great records. And if I had known now that he would have been into them, I never
Saved
would have.
them, yeah.
Yeah, I would have saved them. I never would have stapled through them or drilled through them to, get them up and hanging up and everything like that. But he had a whole wall of records. That was his decor in his room.
I lost the comment. I'm sorry, but a lady reminded us, or she wants us all to see if we can remember the days when a record needle got older and it would begin to jump and skip. You would take and you would tape things on top to weigh them down, like a penny or something kind of heavy.
I didn't know that.
Yes, we would take tape and we would tape things on top of those the needle area to hold it onto the record so it wouldn't skip as much.
So I remember it skipping and us jumping.
Tape a penny on top. Yes, it was pennies.
I remember jumping in the living room to make it go back because in Illinois we have basements, so you don't have you're not on a concrete slab. If you're on the first floor and you jump, you can make things move. So I remember jumping to make it get off of the skip or whatever the heck it was doing as a kid.
And sometimes it would get stuck on one track. Just a clip, 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 and you go, closer walk with thee. Granted Jesus, granted Jesus, granted Jesus is my king. Yeah, we would do that too. What's wrong with you? You're going to hurt yourself if you're not careful.
I know. I keep holding my face.
Oh, man. Some good memories here, babe. You brought back some good memories.
So I never lived in the 8-track era. That wasn't my era. That was pre my time. People are talking about 8-tracks and some of those things too, but that was before me. What about you? Do you ever have an 8-track?
No, I never had a vehicle that with an 8-track, but I think that mom and dad did. And then this is gonna freak you out. When I got my first car, it had a cassette player, but there was an adapter. You could put a fake cassette into the cassette
and
had a cord, and you'd put your 8-track into that.
Oh, I put the CD in it.
A CD? No, I never had that.
Oh, yeah. So my adapter was like the tape player with the cord, and then you had a Walkman.
Oh.
But it was problematic because it would skip all the time because you hit bumps and everything.
Yeah.
But yours was an 8-track.
It was an 8-track, and it could adapt to a cassette player. Yes.
And what 8-track did you listen to? Do you remember?
Yes. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oreo Speedwagon. I can't fight this feeling any longer.
Okay.
And still I have the strength to carry on. Something. What started out as friendship has grown stronger. Man, I remember that.
That's awesome. Do you remember the first CD you ever bought?
Bum, 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 bum. Yes, Vanilla Ice. And Vanilla Ice would have been my first, and it was a single.
Yeah, my first CD I ever got to buy was a single as well.
Yeah, it was a single because I couldn't afford the entire album, and it didn't matter. All I wanted was one song anyway. So yes, Oreo Speedwagon. Oh my gosh! And then my first CD would have been Vanilla Ice, MC Hammer.
But here's a question. Did you used to have a tape recorder? Like, you know
how
I know you're
going to say, and record from the radio.
Yes.
And sit there all day and press record, then pause.
Yes.
Then when a commercial come on, you'd be like, stupid commercial.
I would beg sometimes to skip church on Sunday so I could listen to the
Casey
Kasem Top 40 because I wanted that tape. Or if I wasn't allowed to skip church, I would hit record and just let it go through. And then I had the dual tape recorder. So then later on I would go back and edit out all the talking and the commercials from that top 40.
So you know how guys at a bar and this is kind of funny because I talked about this a little bit earlier today, but a little bit different. Guys at a bar will have one really good come on line, right? And they'll go to every girl they want to talk to and use that same stupid, cheesy line. You know about that, right? Well, I was this kind of guy who I didn't have that kind of a cheesy line. I would go make CDs or cassettes of my favorite songs, duplicate those, and then I would put a girl's name on it. And I would sometimes pass out the exact same cassette to multiple girls just to find out which one might take me home. Not take me home.
You made a mixtape.
I would make mixtapes, but give them to multiple girls.
The same one. It wasn't a specified.
No. But I would tell them it was. I'm like, hey, these songs remind me of you. Here, and I would run. I'd hand the tape and run. I would hand them the tape and haul ass, and then hopefully they would tell me thank you later. Sometimes they did. Most times they didn't. What I really hope is they didn't go to the locker room and
that's
talk
what I was thinking. Is like, so
wait, Lester gave you hold on, like if they all compared notes and I gave them all the same. Oh my gosh!
You obviously went to a big school, because in my world that would have never flown. There was 22 kids in my class. Everyone knew everything that everyone was doing. There was no way that anybody wasn't going to like talk about that across the board. That's so terrible. How old were you?
Like 18, maybe 22. I don't know, 25.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. I was probably 13. Okay. I was probably 13, old enough to be interested in girls, but way too shy to ever talk to them.
So what kind of music was on that mixtape?
I can't fight this feeling any longer. And still I have the strength to carry on. Oh, what started out as friendship has grown stronger. Yeah, that was my line. Like, hey, I made you this. Bye. And I would just hope to God I'd hear from them later. But yeah.
Did you write your phone number on it too?
No, they knew who I was.
Did you fill out the card on the insert of the tape box?
So, those were actually stick-ons. You could fill them out here and stick them on. And so
that's big. You had fancier mixtapes than I did.
Yeah. So I would buy, we would have the tapes were all blank, and then you had the little sticker. So I would just remember, okay, there's 4 girls I want to make a tape for. So I'd put all 4 girls' names, mix the tapes up, stick it, and then and the girls that were the ones that I had more attraction to, they got a little cover case. They would get their cassette in a little case. And then those that were not as into, they would get the old scratched up, ratchety kind of case. The ones that have been passed down forever.
Oh my God.
Some were tinted. Some of the cases were tinted. They were like a window tint. You know about that?
No.
And some were clear. And so the window tinted cases were a little bit fancier. So the prettier girls would get the ones that were kind of tinted. You don't know about that? You're so young. I think I'm making a lot of people upset with me, Jamie.
I know that I had tapes, but I had like 3 tapes, and I remember they were clear, and they had a white place to put the label on the actual tape, but the like underneath part was like pink, yellow, teal. And then the case came with a little cardboard insert with lines on it. And I remember for Christmas one year that I got a 6-pack of those, and that was like my most favorite gift ever because I could make more mixtapes. So fun.
Hell on wheels, Jamie. Hell on wheels. Well, that was fun. Listen, guys, we have exceeded. Well, we're getting close to our hour. You have anything else you want to share? What's coming up this week? What's going on? I know you got a horse video coming up tomorrow.
Horse stuff from my mom. So while I was in town, I did a house tour of my mom's because everything in her house was done by her and made by her. And she's just the craftiest person that I know. So I'll have that coming out. I actually have some video from when Tex was still here that needs to come out.
Yeah. We're going to confuse a lot of people.
I'll put a disclaimer on it, but then, just a few things here and there from this weekend. Time
out. People are asking, what was your first concert? Mine was MC Hammer.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Mine was Poison and Enough's Enough and Warrant.
Oh, so you were rock and roll. Mine was MC Hammer was the main show, and then, Vanilla Ice was his opening.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Vanilla Ice opened for him. Vanilla Ice was still fairly unknown, and he would open for MC Hammer, and that's kind of what got him going.
Huh.
And yours were who again? Who was
Poison,
the main? Poison was the main group.
And then it was Warrant and Enough's Enough opened up for him.
See, I'd never heard of either one of those two.
Never heard of Warrant?
No.
And then I've only been to like
Whitney
4
Houston,
concerts, and 2 of them are with you. Did you know
Ozzy.
that?
No, some of the rodeos.
2 of the rodeos, and then the other concert I went to was Dixie.
Speaking of rodeos, I'm guessing Houston's going on right now because I passed a trail ride going somewhere.
But I don't think that starts until like the 27th.
Well, this trail ride may have taken that long to get there. So that's
the 27th. So they've started the trail ride then.
Listen, it was way up by the J&L, and I swear it was and they were on the highway, and they were moving so slow.
I would have loved to see that.
Oh, no, you wouldn't have, because listen, they were pulling a bus. They had taken a school bus, and converted it into a wagon train, and they had a horse team pulling a bus, and it was moving so slow. And then, of course, they had a lot of flaggers who were flagging people to slow down, and everyone's kind of coming in to make it, 2 lanes going into 1, and it was just the slowest procession of all time. So if they're still 2 weeks away, it's going to take these guys 2 weeks to get there, I bet you.
Yeah, I bet you it is.
Oh my goodness.
I do want to go to the rodeo this year, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like not for the concert part, for the actual, I want to go to the rodeo.
So the problem is, that's fine, but you have to actually buy the concert part to get into the rodeo.
Yeah.
So you can't just go watch the events of the rodeo without going, or you don't have to go and actually watch the concert, but you're paying for it.
I would love to go see, like, I know that they have a lot of stuff going on in the barns and things. And the 2 times you've taken me, we've not actually gotten there in time to see anything outside.
It's been after work. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to spend the afternoon there. Hint, hint.
Well,
we're going to need somebody to come feed babies.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, I think that you said your videos this week are going to focus probably on horses and kind of, I'm not saying this for sure, but I bet you're going to focus on establishing a routine here.
Yeah.
Because you have a routine at the sanctuary, but what will your routine look like here?
Yeah.
And then we still have to move things over, like all the tack, and we've moved feeds over already, even though we're not going to feed any grain for a while. I think that the horses are content with the hay and with the grass that we have here, or at least they felt like it today.
Yeah.
So, but we have a lot of moving still to go, and we will get those donkeys over, but there's no rush on that. I will focus, I'm certain, on baby goats and cows. That's just what my life has evolved to, baby goats and cows. And that's fine. I'm completely content with that. And then
people are asking about the mini donkey that came into the pasture at J&L.
Do you know about that?
You told me.
I told you
about it. Yeah.
So no, that donkey is back home. I don't know how it came. Well, I kind of do know. They're mini donkeys, y'all, and barbed wire fencing is not really made to keep anything small out. So literally, a mini donkey is not much bigger than a pig.
Yeah.
And so they can squat down and go right under, and they can find little nooks and crannies here and there that your larger animals can't. So if you're concerned about the cows getting out, they're not going to.
No.
But I can't say that mini donkeys are going to be able to keep out because, and then I blame the mini donkeys on eating all of that feed out of my feed buggy. Yeah, I was kind of shocked. I'll tell you this real fast. I already said it in my life, but look at that cute little thing someone did. Someone did some kind of a shape using, oh no, not that, just I don't even know what that is. Look,
that's cute.
That looks like glasses, eyes, ears. Chrissy blue lamb, hugs. That's cute. But what happened with the round pen? Round pen's here. We just don't like it because it's not setting level.
There's no level ground here.
There's no level ground here.
We got to think through some of that first before we, it's up, but I don't think that I can lunge in there right now because it's kind of janky.
Oh, that's Chrissy. Look at her.
Chrissy's pretty good.
Where do these shapes come from, though? I've never seen some of those shapes. They're not on my phone like that. Unless she has like an Arabic or something. Maybe she has like an Arabic.
A different keyboard.
An Arabic keyboard. That's really neat, Miss Chrissy. No, so we'll do a lot of stuff with Tex, the cows, goats. Guys, we're just gonna video stuff and just video. But I'll tell you what I am doing a lot is going live. I feel like my nephew, Jake. Boy, we all love Jake, but he can go live, y'all. He can go. Chrissy needs to stop. I can't even focus anymore. What in the world is that, Jamie?
Is somebody going like this?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Because you got to be careful. Are we certain that that's not someone's like legs?
Yes, that's not someone's legs.
Okay. Is that a little pig face?
It's just a face. Somebody just excited.
It's not a little pig snout?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. No, I have gone live a few more times than what I normally do. And what I've been trying to do is go live on different channels so that I kind of share the wealth. And not the wealth necessarily, but I don't want to leave anybody out, because there are some people, and I'm not mad about this at all, but there are some people that kind of want to see I'm a Survivor Sanctuary type of stuff, and other people are interested in seeing what's going on with the cows, but they don't always cross. And so I thought to myself, I'll just make sure that all of the cow stuff is on the Longhorn Lester channel. And then all of the cutesy littles, funny things like that will stay on the I'm a Survivor channel. But that's not written in stone. That's
I'm
just
like,
for the last couple of days.
Here's the thing. There's going to be a video, and Lester's going to go live probably at least once a day. He enjoys it. I think that
I do enjoy it. I don't know why, but I just enjoy the interaction in real time.
I think that's what it is. I think that it's like I've always said that Tuesday nights feel like I'm sitting down with a friend.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Going live, I think feels that same way too. It's like showing what's going on. Like I called Lester this weekend, and bless his heart, he was so busy that he couldn't answer when I was calling. And I was getting frustrated because I had things that just happened that I wanted to tell him about, because in our real life, we walk in the house and tell each other those things. And to be able to call him and say, you'll never believe what just happened, except for he's busy, can't answer because he's loading cows or unloading horses, which I didn't know at the time. And he's just like, I'm just busy and I'm just working. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And
that is kind of true. And I wasn't trying to be mean to you, but when you're on vacation, you're on vacation. It does, but that means that I have double the workload.
I know.
And so, whereas you got upset with me because I didn't want to stop and talk, I'm like, sweetie, I don't have a minute. I'm not. And I said to you, my exact words were in a text, I'm not sitting around twiddling my thumbs. I'm not like sitting here doing this, like bored.
I know.
I'm actually very, very busy.
But for me, I was like, I just wanted
Why
to share.
don't you talk to me?
I wanted to.
Should I just read all of your texts? Why are you ignoring me? What did I do? I'm like, babe, nothing. I'm just working. I'm so busy. I'm working. Why?
Well, I didn't go live to share it with everybody else. So
you should have watched a video or two, and you would have saw what I was up to.
I should have. It was just one of the. So I understand why you enjoy going live, because it's like sharing with your friends about what's going on. And I feel that same way. I just don't always have the opportunity to go live because I'm working.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I will say this. These baby goats will not stay little for long. They're growing up so darn fast, y'all. Yes. Look, he was chasing Finn and Starla.
Well, he must not have been chasing too much, because when I came home, they were out and eating peas in my garden.
Listen, I'm going to let y'all go, but I want to show you something first.
Oh my God.
I need to do this. I need to show you one thing before I let you all go. Please don't leave me yet. This is mostly for Jamie, but it's also for you all. So Jamie's going to accuse everybody and their mother for eating from her garden, right? We already knew she's going to do that. We already prepared for what you're going to say and what you're going to do. But I want you to see the truth. In case Jamie is wondering how all of her plants keep
He is not eating those plants.
That's the reason right there. That's the only reason that all of her plants keep getting eaten.
He's not eating any
plants. She's always upset with me and blames it on everybody else except for the true culprit. There's only one true culprit here, y'all, and this is video proof.
They're smelling where they have been.
Why she walks outside and notices that the heads are eating off all of her plants. There you go. There is no video evidence of any goats in that garden, but there is video proof of that dog who walks around and around and around. So before you tell me the goats did this and the goats did that, we don't know for a fact who it was.
Hold on. I saw the goats. I sprayed them with water to get out of my garden.
Well, there are people saying they don't see anything. Look closer. Zoom in to the very center of your. I don't understand why that dog has a desire to do that. But you should all know it is. Well, oh no. I hear a goat screaming. Oh, okay. All is fine. There you have it. All in one frame right there. Well, just want you to see that.
Uh-huh.
Well,
You probably put her in there.
dogs don't eat gardens, Lester. Well, it was doing something in that garden. Anyway, thank you all for watching and hanging out with us for a while. We, oh my God, this darn Chrissy Blue. Chrissy Blue is just really making me wonder how she does what she does. Jamie, now I can't catch it.
It's too fast.
Sorry, that was, oh my gosh.
Thank y'all for joining us on Sunday night and listening to our really super fun banter. And we're really excited to bring you videos this week and share what's going on in our world. So thanks so much for giving us the greatest gift of all, which is your time. We hope you have a safe and blessed week as well. And we will catch you on the next video.
Raccoons and chipmunks. I was just reminded it's raccoons and chipmunks who've been in your garden.
Okay. That's what we'll say.
Thank y'all for watching, and we will catch you guys on the next video. You know what I'm going to do as we go off? I'm going to play this video again. Is that okay? Look at Miss Pat. Mr. David's videoing, not me. Look how smart Rita is. Watch Rita. She was over on the far left-hand side. Miss Pat was not fast enough. So Rita's like, if I'm not going to get anything over here, I'm going to move locations. Watch. Poor Rita. Rita's like, why the hell am I last? Rita's like, come on, Miss Pat. Do you not see me? Am I invisible?
Oh, my little girl, Rita. That's a good girl.
Miss Pat's so good.
It's beginning to look a lot.
You want to watch that again too?
No.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you for loving us.